Thank you, Liam. John Philp is back for another visit from Preszler Law. Good morning.
Good morning.
School's heading back, and we want to talk about bullying. It's something you might not really think of in terms of legalities, but if your child bullies and injures someone, you could be on the hook financially for that?
Yeah, listen, gone are the days of boys will be boys and, it's a playground tussle. People are pursuing legal rights because their children are being bullied at school or even online. And as a parent, you need to be very, very mindful of what your children are doing, and especially if you're aware that your children may be bullying other children at school.
So what form are we talking about? If your child is being verbally bullied or if they're being physically attacked, do they have to suffer a physical injury?
Well, at the end of the day, if you're going to consider bringing a lawsuit because your child has been bullied, there needs to be some sort of tangible consequence to the child, in the sense that either there does have to be some sort of physical injury or maybe some sort of psychological trauma that they've suffered because of the bullying. You can't just bring a lawsuit simply because your child has been bullied.
Yeah.
There needs to be a consequence. But as a parent, you need to take active steps. If you're the parent of the child that is doing the bullying, in terms of legal responsibility, you have to make sure you take active steps to prevent that bullying if you're aware of it. So, for example, you get a call from the school, your son or your daughter has been involved in this situation. What do you do to prevent future incidents? Do you do anything?
Right.
Do you sit on your hands and just let it continue? If you do that, you could be in big trouble as a parent if your child causes injury to one of these children.
Does this also apply to cyberbullying?
It does. And, it's in this day and age, it's very difficult, I think, as a parent to always be on top of your kids in terms of what they're doing online. But I think it would be irresponsible as a parent not to have some involvement. So if your child is involved in cyberbullying, you need to be able to demonstrate at a later date, if you do get sued, you need to be able to demonstrate that you took active steps as a reasonable parent to monitor their behavior online.
So you should maybe even just, when you do things, log it, write it down, or?
You could do that. That actually would be very good. And you could use that in terms of admission to a court at a later date. But, even just going on, seeing what their Facebook activity is like occasionally, having parental controls on their computer, not just completely ignoring their activities online. I don't recommend that as a parent.
So if this does go to court, you're suing, if you're the parent of the child being bullied, bringing the suit, is it against the parents? Is it against the school? Both?
Well, you would bring the suit against the minor that is doing the bullying. You would bring the suit against the parents of that minor. If it's at school, very likely you're going to bring the school board in, potentially the teachers who had a responsibility to be supervising those children when the bullying was ongoing. But as parents, it used to be that you could potentially look to your home insurance. So if you got sued, your home insurance typically would cover you for some sort of lawsuit because of unintentional injury to another party. Unfortunately, there's been a recent Court of Appeal decision that has basically said, depending on what your home insurance policy indicates, because every home insurance policy is different, but in that case, it basically said that parents don't have the ability to turn to their home insurance for protection against a lawsuit in these circumstances.
So you're on the hook.
You potentially could be on the hook, and it could have very serious consequences to your family.
Wow. John Philp from Preszler Law, thank you so much. And on a lighter note, happy birthday, buddy.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Let's take a look at traffic. Here's Kim.